Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Gold Silver Report for Wednesday, September the 22nd. As you may be aware, we're looking at this on the weekly chart, and we're looking at it in two patterns. We're looking at wave 3 here with wave 4 here or over here. So over here would be the descending triangle here. So it'd be the A, the B, the C, the D and the E wave over here. For the irregular flat, it would be the A, the B and the C wave here, and then the low is in place in this case, and would look at this as wave 1 here, back for wave 2 in this box here, and continue to move up through here. The problem is that in both cases the count is going to be the same until it gets to a certain point. So this little move from the box going up to this line through here where wave D is, that's going to be in 5 waves in both cases. So if it goes to 5 waves, then it's going to react from there anyway. So even when we get the 5 waves, we still won't know until it starts to pull back a little way, and then we'll start to being able to figure it out. So that's the sort of issue. But let's go in and have a look at the irregular flat first, which is wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C wave here, then up for wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here, and then going all the way up for wave 3. So we can see this line going through there. Obviously that's where it's going to run into a few probs, so we can basically shorten this. Hopefully we'll see how it goes. Anyway, our job is really, we were looking at 5 waves moving up here, so I could just use those now, but I'll just, it's going to be a little bit tricky in a way because wave 3 is going to be longer than wave 1, so wave 3 is going to be up at the 2000. So if we get, in this case it would be something like 1 and 2 here, and 3 something maybe even a bit closer, be somewhere sort of higher up there. I mean it's not quite right there because it's going to be a I think we could go, yeah, okay, let me just rejig that will be something like that, and then the first high above the level, then wave 4 will come across here, and then wave 5 going up. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but still this is the situation. We'd be looking at, I mean, in this case we'd be looking at, I won't copy that, I'll just drag that across. We don't need that. That will be 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 going up through here. I mean, yeah, so that's that situation. But in both cases, in the triangle case as well, we're going to get 5 waves here. In both cases, as wave 1 or the triangle, we're going to get 5 waves in here. So we won't know until it starts to pull back. When it pulls back here, if I can just remove that for a moment, when it pulls back, it will be, well, it's even still going to be a little bit tricky because we'll look at I mean, in one way, just keeping it really simple, is only when that B wave there is breached that we'll know that we're in this trend. There'll be other signs as well, but that will be the clearest point at this time. And at this stage, it doesn't really matter too much because we've got time to figure it out, but like we won't be able to figure it out really until we get into this space. The only other way that I can think is that, because sometimes when you're getting like 5 waves like this here, 5 waves, sometimes it will be like you get wave 1 here and then wave 2 pulls back, and then you get wave 1 here and then you get wave 2 pulling back. Too many objects on the chart, so you get a whole series of build up here of 1s and 2s, and then it pops. So if it does that, then I'll be aware of what's happening. So I've got too many objects on the chart, so I'm just going to move some of these. We don't need them all there. That's enough for the time being. Yeah, so let me just check my sheet. So we can go to the 4-hour chart here, I think, for this. Nope, that's no good. That's, oh yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's the count, so just haven't seen it for a while. Just need to clean this up a little bit. Because we were also considering, you know, what could happen on the flip side. So we can put wave 2 there, wave C of 2, and I had wave 3, and because it was possible that this was wave 3 coming down, so we had that there just as a safeguard, but it's pulled up really quite high, so we don't need that now. So we could actually use those up there perhaps for those. And then we can also, I'll leave those there because that might be helpful to somebody at some point in time. So yeah, it's all about being long at the moment, because in both cases, let's just go back a second to the 1-day chart here for a moment. There's a couple of things we need to look at here. First of all, this horizontal line in here is the 18, which is a minor level, and it's 8 is the third strongest number. So you can also see through here as well, through the history here, that it's, you know, it's kind of the balance line really for all of this. If you had to find something, you know, that would be, you know, on the card. So it's important. And the next important thing above that is group 1 of a sub-degree, so the next degree smaller, which will be 10, 20, and 30. So I'm thinking at 30 here, which is also these highs as well. If we talked about trading long here yesterday and this morning and stuff in the Australian video, so this will be our target up through here. Now there will be problems at 18, which means we could manage the risk by getting out or partly out and then getting back in again and so on. But the 1830 will be the target that we're looking for. It could probably go to the 1850, and we'll also need to consider this as well, but it depends on how fast that gets there. If it's really fast, well then it's going to be higher. If it gets really lazy and spends time here, then it's going to be over here somewhere, so then it's going to be lower, you know, so we'll have to adjust that in due course. But that will give us a bit of an idea. Okay, so now we're going to go and have a look back at the triangle pattern. Sorry to bore you, but there's always new folks coming and looking into stuff. So we've got an A, B, C, D, and E here. So in the D wave here, we're looking for 3 waves, an A and a B and a C wave, and that C wave is going to be the same in 5 waves, and then we'll get another A, B, and C here. So we could get this. So we're just going to go and have a look at that now, which is this count. So the difference is, instead of calling this wave 1, we're calling it wave A. Instead of calling that wave 2, we're calling it wave B, and this will be wave C. And then the same will be here in A, B, and C, and it'll finish here. So I don't know which is which at this particular point in time. This line through the top here will be a nice line in the sand as well, because once that becomes the support, then that would suggest that we're going to be going higher at that point. But my job is to look at all the little idiosyncrasies and the subtleties and start ticking boxes of which way the weight of which count is going to be the count that we need. So based on that, we're going to go to the 2 hour, I think it is, nothing special about the time frame. So we've got an A wave, and then an A and a B and a C wave. That's all been... It's nice when it's all pretty simple. It just makes life a bit more enjoyable, I guess. So then we're looking to go to the upside here, and we talked about 18 just a moment ago, and we're working through, group 2. Between 17 and 18, we've got the Fibonacci sequence of 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. All right, that we're using the Fibonacci as a price ratio. So that works quite well. So we've bounced down into the midpoint here, and then you can see that wave 4 pulled back to its 38.2%. We don't need that. Not move, but delete triangle. So then you could see here, it's a bit of an odd number, but this is the lower end of group 2, so 1765. So I call it the 65 number, then 72, then 80. So we should see, you can see here that it hit 80 because 8's a profit taking number, bounced back. So what we're going to see here is we'll see a little move up through here, and then we'll see another little classic trading levels pattern sitting here gaining support on this level, and then we'll see a move up higher from that point. So the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, that's what we'll be seeing there. So it will be a classic trading levels pattern like this, but this will be more important at the 18, okay, so at the 1,800. So we'll see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. So we want to take profit here, and then we want to move back in over here. We don't have to take it all, just be up to you, or you take none, or do whatever you need to do, but it's a good way to manage, especially if you're trading CFDs, anything that you're paying, any leverage product that you're paying overnight financing on. So that's that. And above that, we've got group 1. So that's our target here. So let's just pop that in there. 1830. So what I normally say, this is the number that we're working with, and group 1 above and group 2 below, that's the swing range for that, for this number. If we get, yeah, okay, I'll leave it there. I won't complicate it any more than I need to be. So now we're going to go to the tick chart, which will be 100 ticks. If you're learning to trade and count waves, then 5 and 10 ticks and 20 ticks is a great place to start, because you're starting from the ground up at that point and just counting as you go. But we're going to go to 100 ticks. And we'll need to bring in some more data. Okay, so that's good. So we've got our reference point. We've got wave A up there, or wave 1. And do I need a lot of that there now? Just because I'm a bit short on objects on the chart, so I'm just going to, I don't need these on the tick chart. We don't need some of these lines down here. I'll leave that. Take the 17 out. Don't need these guys. Also need that line. Don't need that. Don't need that one. I'll just leave those there for a minute. Don't need that blue one though, so we'll get rid of that blue one. And keep that there. Possibly wave A is the triangle, of course, and wave 1 is the irregular flat. And then we've counted down all through here, so I don't need any of these. I just need to lighten the load a little bit. It'd be good if I use the rubbish bin thing. Should be doing housework on my own time, but hey, what are friends for? Okay, we had our little ABC, and then we were looking for a move down here for wave 5 to make a new low below here, so we've got that. That's all good. This box was our target area. We don't need that now, so I'll just get rid of that. Don't need subgroup 1 here. Subgroup 1 will be up there, so we can use that. That's all group 1 up there. I'm going to put this 10 back in because that's going to be handy, and the 8 and the 65 here, so close enough, and the midpoint there. So subgroup 2, the midpoint, and group 1, and this is minor level 18, 1/8 there. Already had one there, so I don't need that. And what we're looking for, I'll have to, that's wave 2, I'll need to lift this up another leg as well. So that means, sorry, I'm just talking to myself, just keep some things together. I'm going to have to make this wave 1 there instead of the green one. And this will be wave 2 here, but for the time being it doesn't really matter. What we're looking for between wave C of B here or wave 2, we're looking for 5 waves up yonder. Okay, so yesterday we talked about being long here, and we can also be long at 1780 as a tested support. When we did the Australian video this morning, we looked at this and we've started to move off, so that's all good, so that's about right. Don't need those. So these can come probably over here for that. So that's, look, because that's 5 waves in that move there. So I'll put that there. They need to be upgraded. But the main point here that we talked about yesterday is that we had a nice 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. So they need to be in green. So we need to lift that up a bit, but doesn't matter for the time being. The main point is we've got wave 1 and 2 here. This is too short to be wave 3, I believe, and so it's looking quite good for the bullish case, I must say, but it's not over until that big lady sings. So just going to drop that down in size, Sorry, I'm churning up your time here as well, but so that's where we're at. And there's wave D, big bad D. So we're going to end up a bit higher than I thought. So we may be in the bullish pattern. So we're just going to stay long. We'll talk tomorrow about getting out here with these trades. I think we should stay in based on what I can see here at the moment, because that should just be wave 3 there at this point. I don't think it's going to give us a hard time. I still need a bit of time with the US dollar index as well, but this doesn't seem to be bothering us at this point in time, even though it's strengthening up, so to speak. And that will be wave 3 at this point. Getting there. Sorry to be so slow. My mind's going a little bit. When you do 7 hours of making videos and stuff straight, and you're on your last one, it kind of does your head in a bit. So yeah, well, that's basically the structured, guys and girls. So 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. Where we top out, I no idea, so I'll need to give that some consideration. But once we've got wave 3 and stuff in, well, then it becomes a little bit easier at that point to kind of get some idea. I can do fib extensions on all the wave structures and stuff, but yeah, it just depends on lots of other little things, how long wave 4 is going to be, and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, we've got this other trend line coming through over here, so that's going to be, what's all that about there? Let's just check on that. It's a bit out of whack, but we'll just pop it in at the top there, and just so you're aware of it, it'll come through there, but it's just going to come into this space anyway. We don't need that, so that's all good. I don't want to delete those. I'll need those further up here, especially in wave 3 here, because that will extend out. So that's where we are, so that's good. It's a little bit odd really, because when I look at GDX, that's still got another move to go down, but that's being pressured by obviously the gold stocks, and the stock market is moving lower, so that's being pulled in that particular direction. We'll just have a quick look at silver, if that's cool, because it's kind of got its own little thing happening. So from wave 4 up the top here, I was counting 5 waves down to finish it off. Now, it looks, I could count it down as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 as I did yesterday, but wave 3 is too short, so it's not working. So I'll just stay with what we've got here. So silver's got a bit more to go down while gold goes up. So we've got a little A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave, not quite finished yet, so that'll come back to this wave 4, will come back to that wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, then down for wave 5, then an ABC for wave 4, and then down for wave 5. So I sort of see it like that. If something else happens, like if the $23 mark here becomes a nice tested support with a classic trading levels pattern like that, or like that, or like that, one of these 3 things, then then we'll turn long from that point. Okay, but otherwise we'll just let this play out here just in case it's right. Yeah, so that's that. Alrighty, well, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.